after day, I always pray. I do.
The king one day invites everyone for a party, and it so happens that he also invites the queen Vashti. Vashti did not want to attend the party, so the king was so furious. He felt bad, he felt so disrespected, so he immediately divorced her. Upon divorcing her, they had to look for a new queen. They had to look for beautiful virgin women, and in that way, that's when they got to meet different ladies around, and that included Esther. Esther was also part of the virgin women, virgin ladies looking for the position to be queens. So as they got into the palace, they contested, they all passed through in front of their king, and then the king was so impressed by her beauty, by Esther's beauty. She was so beautiful. But Esther, being a Jew and having been raised by Uncle Mordecai, Esther was warned about not revealing her identity as a Jew, because that's what Mordecai told her. So she did not reveal, she did not tell them about her being a Jew. But according to her beauty and how everything, the king actually loved Esther and chose her as the queen. She was crowned, and it was beautiful. So in the end, the king throws a party to welcome the queen and to inform of all people to celebrate about the new queen of the kingdom. At that time, Mordecai was at the gate, and when he was there, he overheard about two men who were actually planning about killing the king. They are discussing about what they're going to do, how the plan is going to be made about killing the king. So he heard it, and it wasn't good news. He made it known to Esther the queen, and the queen made it known to the king. And when they followed it up, it was true, and the king was safe from the plan, from the murder. So after that, the king was happy and everything was good. There happens to be a man called Haman, who, upon being chosen as among the leaders of the kingdom, he was made to pass through the gates as everyone, all the servants and everyone. And Mordecai was always at the gate. He used to count the gates, check on the queen, and sometimes you just used to roam around the gates. So the servants and everyone bowed to Haman, but Mordecai did not bow, because he's a Jew and they do not bow to human beings. So Haman felt bad, felt like all people have respected him apart from this guy. And when he got into things with Mordecai, he explained that he's Jew, and explained about his beliefs. He explained that they do not do anything like worshipping any other person or bound to people. So he was furious, and he hated Mordecai, and he hated all the people that belonged to him, because like, all the Jews are going to be like that, they're going to disrespect me. They should, you see, pride is the root of all evil. It was only pride that made all people had bowed to him apart from Mordecai, only Mordecai. But he felt so disrespected. He felt like his position in leadership should actually have reverence from anyone. So that's how he wanted to make revenge and just prove a point to Mordecai and all the Jews who wouldn't bow to him. He planned to kill all the Jews, you see, but specifically Haman wanted to kill him with the spirit of revenge, with the spirit of proving a point, you see. So he went through, he went to the king, told the king, you see, there's a people in your land that do not do according to the law, they have their own rules, they have this. Isn't it good that we can get rid of them? So the king was like, yeah, makes sense. So they signed and everything. It went around the whole place that all the Jews were going to be killed because of that. So upon that, Mordecai got to know that all the whole in the whole area the Jews are going to be killed. So he went to Esther. He went to the gates again and went to Esther and told her about everything. You see, the Jews are going to be killed. Haman did this and that. The letters are all over the place. He told her everything that was being planned. Esther got worried, but again, she didn't know what to do. She felt like she's just a queen. She felt like she could not. It was a law that you could not go to the king's court without having an appointment with him. So it's like, even the king has not been calling me in about 30 days or so. So how do I go to him? Because if you go to the king without his appointment or anything, the law says you should be killed. So she was scared, and she told Mordecai, see, I'm scared of this and that and that. So there's a beautiful verse about the last words that Mordecai told the queen, and I want to read them for you. They're found in Esther chapter 4 verse 14. It reads, "For if you remain silent now, then relief and deliverance will come to the Jews from another place, but you and your father's house will perish. Who knows if you haven't come to the kingdom for such a time as this?" And this verse is beautiful. Specifically this last part. Who knows if you haven't come to the kingdom for such a time as this? To save the Jews, you know. So after Esther hearing these words from Uncle Mordecai, she fasted in sackcloth for 3 days. After 3 days, she invited the king for a party, for a queen's party. So she told the king, I wanted to, if you would if you would accept my request, there's a party at my place and whatnot. So she organizes a party for the king and Haman for the first time. So the king was bothered, like, what is it that the queen wants to tell her? Before that made Haman came to the king checks the books of Chronicles, and finds that Mordecai was not awarded for a good act that he had done. So when he asked the servants about Mordecai, they also confirmed it that there was no award or present given to him. So it's like, no, this person is a good person, you're supposed to have something. So he called Haman. So when Haman came in, he told him the following. I'm going to read from the Bible, and I'm reading from Esther chapter 6 verse 6. I'll tell you the whole discussion between the king and Haman. So Haman came in. The king said to him, "What shall be done to the man whom the king delights to honor?" Now Haman said in his heart, "Who would the king delight to honor more than myself?" Haman said to the king, "For the man whom the king delights to honor, let royal clothing be brought with the king uses to wear, and the horse that the king rides on, and on the head of which a royal crown is set. Let the clothing and the horse be delivered to the hand of one of the king's most noble princes, that they may array the man whom the king delights to honor with them, and have him ride on horseback through the city square, and proclaim before him, thus it shall be done to the man whom the king delights to honor." Then the king said to Haman, "Hurry and take the clothing and the horse as you have said, and do this for Mordecai the Jew, who sits at the king's gate. Let nothing fail of all that you have spoken." Amen. This is a beautiful part, because Haman had already built the gallows to hang Mordecai. And now, before he does that, before he tells the king about the plan to kill Mordecai, the king tells him to honor Mordecai like that. And as I kept saying, pride is the root of all evil, and as we know, it was the first thing that made Satan leave heaven. Still, it arose in his heart, where he felt like he was supposed to be bowed to by all the people plus the Jews, and now he feels like he's going to be honored by the king. But it so happens it's actually Mordecai. So he did all that, and after that it was time for the second party, where the queen had invited them. So when the queen invited them, they all went to the party, and then the queen told the king what was happening. She told the king everything. So please save my people, save me and save my people. We are going to, we have been put out to be slain, to be killed, to be murdered, to die. And the king could not understand how on earth, which people, like that will not happen in my king, in my kingdom. So the king says, actually he orders that it should be cancelled, all the plans and everything. And actually he was so mad at Haman. How could he have the plan to kill Mordecai, kill the queen and all the people? Now it took another level. So it was too bad, it was too harsh. And he even ordered that Haman will be killed the way he had planned to kill Mordecai, which was so horrible, because it was supposed to be hanged, but he took the place of Mordecai, and all the Jews were safe. And now the whole people are safe because of Queen Esther, who happens to believe in God, who prayed to God 3 days and fasted the whole time. And because Mordecai honored God and did not want to honor or bow or revere any human being but only God. So many times we can learn a lot from this, but these are our takeaway lessons today. So many times we have wonderful opportunities and good things happening to us, miracles, and how do you know that you're not there for a godly act? How do you know that maybe you're there to serve a certain purpose? It's our duty, and it's something I want to call us upon, that we may look at situations in a better way and get to understand very well, why am I placed in such a situation? Why am I this blessed? What does God want me to do with such a position or with such blessings, you know? And another lesson, pride is root of all evil. Anytime that you feel it in your heart, know that it only counts for evil. So it's always a better thing to do to pray about it and get rid of it. Pride is the root of all evil. Selfishness, thinking that all good is going to belong to you, it's also a good act to think that a good thing can belong to other people and be served. So if you remain silent, Queen Esther could have chosen to enjoy the whole paradise, to enjoy the goodness of the palace and be in the position, and let the people to die. After all, in one way or another, she would still be safe or something. But she did not choose to remain silent. She had to save her people. Take it upon you to not remain silent, whether in your actions, in your life, in a daily life. Let it all be to the glory of God, and let it save a certain human being. God bless you.